Welcome in West Tennessee, folks. We have an update on the severe weather threat. Round 2 is at the Mississippi River. Right now, doesn't look too impressive on reflectivity, at least the northern half of the line. And again, the northern half of the line is what excelled earlier this afternoon, so maybe it's time for the southern half of the line to maybe take its turn. But also, there's significantly more clearing down in the Memphis metro and points southeast. Quite a bit of capping in West Tennessee. We're looking at quite a bit of instability that got used up, and there was a bit of subsidence. So there's now, it wasn't capped before, it is capped now thanks to the rain that came through northwest Tennessee earlier. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch out for portions of Tennessee. Give me just a moment. I am on max 2 right now. I need to be on max 1. We'll take a look out on our Brownsville camera right now. Again, 72 degrees out in Brownsville. This is going to be the first of our cameras affected today. Brownsville not included in the severe thunderstorm watch, but we do have some counties in a severe thunderstorm watch. That's Shelby, Fayette, Hardeman, and McNairy County. That goes until 9 o'clock tonight. So Jackson, Brownsville, Chester County, Lexington, we're not included in this. Neither are you out in Savannah. So we're going to keep an eye on this situation. Of course, the northern portion of the line earlier this afternoon was the heavy hitter, but now that we have some capping in place here on the north side of the storm system, it's going to be a little bit milder, but anywhere south of I-40 could see some stronger storms this time. Unless you get too far east, the better ingredients are in North Mississippi for severe weather today. But everything so far staying sub-severe. We have a special weather statement for the northern chunk of this line until 5 o'clock. So, well, again, we'll keep an eye on this. We'll pop in every so often to give you an update until our 5:30 newscast, which will be mostly weather today as far as I'm aware. But Lauderdale, Mississippi County, Arkansas, Shelby and Tipton County, Tennessee are included in this special weather statement. Here's a track on it. We did put a track on it. It's moving east at around 45 miles per hour. So Aiken's Corner at 444, Covington 448, Ripley at 451, Rosemark at 455, Nutbush at 503. It's going to be here in Jackson right around 530. Brownsville, it'll be 521 for you. Alamo at 514. We're going to zoom in. This is right on top of the radar, so we'll get some really good velocity scans. Fortunately, with this storm, all greens, no reds, but right on top of the radar, it is showing some range folding, so this may be particularly intense down at the surface, but with what we can see right on top of the radar site, there's no discernible rotation. There is some, this green, that is outflow. It's going away from the radar, in this case toward the radar. Red would be going away, but here's a wider look. We've got the lightning turned on for this one. Actually, even in the last several minutes, lightning has come down considerably. So this northern side of the line really struggling to get anything going. You see definitely even on reflectivity down here through Earl, down back towards Wynn, south or north of I-40 through Arkansas actually, is really where that most intense portion of the storm is. We're right now lucky so far north of I-40 in West Tennessee. That's again, we had some capping in place thanks to the morning and afternoon round of thunderstorms we had come through. But we're going to keep an eye on this here at the 7 Eyewitness News Center, Weather Center, coming up at 5:30 during the actual newscast. That's going to be here in about an hour. But for now, I've been meteorologist Jordan Hubbard. Stay tuned. We'll keep you weather aware right here. Welcome in West Tennessee, folks. We've got some strong storms on the way. In fact, you can see part of it coming into Brownsville right now on our Haywood County camera. Check out this shelf cloud coming in just off to the west of Brownsville. Also an elevated second shelf cloud also with these storms. Some of these storms are going to be elevated, which is why the hail risk is a little high today, but also straight line winds are going to be the main concern. Good thing is storms are firing in North Mississippi, which is really hindering some development here in West Tennessee. I'll show you Storm Tracker 7 Max radar. Some of these storms really starting to fall apart on themselves. Here's a look at your weather alert summary. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch out for 4 counties in West Tennessee. That is Shelby, Fayette, Hardeman, and McNary until 9 o'clock. Of course, I expect some of these to be trimmed out pretty early. We'll take a look over at Storm Tracker 7 Max radar. Some of these storms are right on top of the Memphis radar site, so we're starting to see a little bit of a struggle to pick up any returns, but what you can see does not look impressive. Also lightning in the whole region down to under 100 strikes, which is a very, very good sign that these storms are struggling to intensify. Here's a look at the line right now. Still looking at 521 for Brownsville, which is coming in soon. But here's a look at what that wall cloud, that shelf cloud you saw is right along this leading edge right here, which of course the Memphis radar beam is having to shoot through an entire line of the storm. So really all that surface truth is all we have with that camera right now. But we're going to zoom in on it. And what you see right now with the part of the storm that's coming into southwest Tennessee really does not look that impressive in the lower levels, which is what we expected today. Some elevated storms, but they had the potential to produce some strong winds. Here's a look at the northern part of this line. Again, very broken, very disorganized, which is again a great sign. Only 21 strikes of lightning in the whole in this whole chunk of the storm, which again a good sign. We'll take a look farther south. This was the strongest portion of the line earlier. If you would have asked me 30 minutes ago, I would have said this probably could have been severe warned with what we see at the surface. But here's what's going on down in Mississippi. This has eaten up all of the good instability, the better shear, the better moisture. All of these storms you see severe thunderstorm warned are supercells. So they are all in their own environment. They are doing their own thing. They've decided they're going to move against. They turned right, which means they are officially eating up the best ingredients for severe weather. But we're going to keep an eye on things here because we still have a slight risk for severe weather here in West Tennessee. But these storms in Mississippi are doing their best to make our night a little easier here in West Tennessee. In fact, we'll take you a wide look. And this is what we're tracking for the whole line here in West Tennessee. Of course, 507 is knocking on the door of Memphis right now. It's in West Memphis portions of the line. It is starting to show a bit of a bowing segment, but again, with as disorganized as it is, I doubt these wind returns are going to be anywhere near severe. But that puts it in Jackson right around 545. That's right about when we'll come back from commercial for our weather segment during the newscast. But Humboldt 534, Rossville at 550. That's southwestern Fayette County. Bolivar at 601. Henderson at 610. Lexington 620. Darden at 635. And Parsons at 642. This includes most of southwest Tennessee that is in the severe thunderstorm watch. It also includes most of our counties here in West Tennessee. But again, the line is really starting to look disorganized as it moves into West Tennessee, partially thanks to the earlier round of storms we had here through West Tennessee. Really dropped a lot of rain-cooled air here. There was a small pocket of high pressure right on top of practically Jackson, and that did a really good job of squashing what we call slamming the door on the cap. Really, instead of a cap, we think of a hat. No, this is more like a manhole cover, so it's going to be very tough for some of these storms to refire as they move through West Tennessee, thanks to the earlier round of storms. But North Mississippi still is full of untapped energy from these storms this morning and afternoon, but we're going to keep things tracking right here. Again, these storms are in some very favorable environments, but also when the surface winds are out of the south, okay? So that means all of these storms are blocking our line from getting all the better ingredients. So this is why prefrontal supercells are what we watch for on severe weather days. Unfortunately, our prefrontal supercells today are not going to affect us here in West Tennessee. In fact, we'll go back to our line here. Again, still looks really, really disorganized, which is a great sign. Lightning at 106 strikes in the last 10 minutes. And I mean, that's just about as good as you can ask for. We'll be back with our newscast at 5:30. It's going to be a lot of weather talk, but we'll stay right here. We'll keep you weather aware. Stay tuned.